So let's get right into it. If you've been scrolling social media at all lately, you've definitely seen them. These super dramatic, almost cinematic short videos that just seem to blow up out of nowhere. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how they're made. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, that kind of super intense emotional dialogue is pretty much the signature of this new wave of AI-generated videos. They're designed to be dramatic, super shareable, and to hook you from the very first second. But here's the wild part. None of this was filmed in a real restaurant. Not a single shot. And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It looks incredibly complex. You know, like something that would take a whole team of animators and a huge budget to pull off. But what if I told you that you could make one of these right now with just a couple of simple tools?
Yeah, exactly. The secret is way, way simpler than you might think. The door to creating these kinds of compelling videos has been completely blown wide open. The whole process is surprisingly straightforward, it's accessible, and it's something literally anyone can learn. So let's break it all down.
Okay, first things first. Before you even think about video software or animation, you need a story. The entire foundation of one of these viral AI videos isn't your skill with software. It's your ability to tell a simple, compelling story and then translate that story into instructions an AI can understand. And this is what's so cool about this whole thing, right? The magic isn't in some expensive, complicated program. It's literally in the words you choose. The key skill here is something called prompt engineering. It just means getting good at writing text descriptions that guide the AI to create exactly what you're picturing in your head. You get to be the writer and the director all through text. So how does that actually play out? Well, the workflow is pretty simple. First, you just write out your full story or dialogue, the whole thing. Then you take that text and paste it into a large language model, like a chatbot. The real trick is the next part. You give it a follow-up command, a second prompt, asking it to break your story down into individual descriptive scenes. And just like that, you get a list of detailed prompts, one for every single shot you'll need for your video. And this is what you get. Check this out. This is a perfect example of one of those prompts. See how specific it is? It describes the shot type, cinematic shot, the character's emotion, looking angry, the setting, fancy 5-star restaurant. It even calls out the dramatic lighting. The more detail you can pack in there, the better and more consistent your final video clips are going to be. All right, so you've got your story all broken down into a series of perfect, detailed prompts. Now we get to the really fun part, turning those words into actual moving images. This is where the AI video generator comes into play. The tool we're looking at here is called Flow AI. And its job is incredibly focused and powerful. You give it a text prompt, just like the one we just saw, and it generates a short video clip based on that description. It's as simple as that. And using it is honestly about as easy as it gets. You just go to the website, start a new project, and then it's basically a copy and paste job. You take your first scene prompt from your list, paste it into the text box, hit generate, and wait a moment, and boom, there's your first clip. Then you just do it again and again. You repeat this process for every single prompt on your list. So after a little while, you're going to have this whole folder full of short video clips. But, a pile of clips isn't a movie. Not yet. The final and super crucial step is to actually stitch them all together. For this part, most creators are using a simple video editing app. The one mentioned here is CPK, which is almost definitely just shorthand for CapCut. You've probably heard of it. It's an incredibly popular and really user-friendly editing app for your phone. But really, any basic video editor will do the job. This is where you get to put your director's hat back on. You import all those little AI-generated clips, you arrange them in the right order to tell your story, you trim them down to get the pacing just right, add some music, sound effects, and of course, you add in the voiceover or dialogue that started this whole thing. So let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here. This isn't just about a few technical steps. This is about a whole new world of creative expression. That massive wall that used to stand between having an idea and making a finished video, it's pretty much gone. You're no longer just a viewer. You are now a potential creator, a director. So when you boil it all down, it's really just this simple 4-step workflow. It all starts with your idea, your story. From there, you generate the prompts. Then you use an AI tool to create the clips, and finally, you edit it all together. That is the entire playbook from imagination to a potentially viral video. I mean, this is a huge shift in how creative work gets done. The technical hurdles that used to stand in the way are just dissolving. The most important skill isn't mastering complex software anymore. It's being able to clearly communicate your creative vision. The AI is your animation team. You just have to tell it what to do. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question. As these tools get even better and easier to use, the power to create these cinematic stories is ending up in everyone's hands. The next viral sensation, the next great narrative, could come from literally anywhere, from anyone. The only question is, what's the story you're going to tell?